Alright, so I think today's topic is probably the perfect topic for this time, as now we are approaching the end of 2.1 unfortunately, but also a very good fresh new start into 2.2. Of course, I think it's not gonna come out neither today nor tomorrow. So yeah, I just wanna share my thoughts about what is gonna happen after the update releases. And I've seen a lot of you guys saying stuff about the levels and that they are gonna be very terrible at the beginning. And I have a lot of thoughts I wanna share with you guys, and also I got a lot of questions from you guys, like some very interesting ones that I think would be also fun to answer here on a video. So expect this video to be a bit longer than usual, but it doesn't really matter because we got some really cool stuff today. The first thing that I want to mention is the levels that are going to come out in 2.2. I'm going to share my own thoughts about what I think is going to happen, because I've seen a lot of you guys saying that in 2.0, that's the update that introduced the move trigger for the first time, and also the alpha trigger and also the pulse trigger. So this was basically the first time the community has gotten their hands on like moving blocks or pulsing stuff and, making stuff invisible. This was like never possible in 1.9. And due to that, of course, at the beginning of 2.0, we got a lot of really terrible levels, and I can show you a bunch of examples actually. So this is one of the levels that I found, and this came out about, what? 8 years ago. No way. It's been 8 years ago since 2.0 came out. No way, wait, no. This is unreal. Okay, I'm kind of mind blown right now. Okay, let's see. So we can see he instantly uses a invisible portal. And yeah, you see this movement was kind of unpredictable, but it's fine. So far, nothing too bad, I would say. And here we're gonna see like a boss fight, some stuff like a... And yeah, I basically could not react to anything. There was nothing visible. And there is one level that stands out, which is if you search in with coins and no stars and you go into the recent, I have this level stored in here. This one basically has coins, but is not rated, and the coins are verified. And this is like a very early 2.0 level. And you can see this, like you see jumping, okay, over a spike, normal. And then you die instantly because there's a moving block. So this is something that's truly terrible for gameplay and could lead a lot of players to not enjoying the game anymore. And basically all of the levels were like that once 2.0 was released. So 2.0 came out, like I said, with a bunch of triggers for the first time, and 2.2 is gonna have about 130 triggers in total, and about 108 are new ones. So I can see why people think this is gonna happen. However, we should, I think, look at 2.1 and see how really things went there, because 2.1 was like the update between 2.2 and 2.0. So we were basically a little bit used to the triggers, a little bit, this was like not the first time you get something new, like the rotation trigger, for example, or like the follow trigger and a bunch of new stuff. So in 2.1, the current update that we are in right now, levels like this one started to appear, which is, it's playable. You see, it has a very cool design. To this day, I would say this is very cool. And yeah, we can see there's pretty much almost like, the shake is used a little bit wrong, and this is like very good stuff as a first 2.1 level. And I think another point I want to bring into why I don't think the levels are going to be very terrible once 2.2 comes out is because, as we all know, in Geometry Dash there are a lot of levels. Let's say there are 100 levels from all types. Basically, like 10 of them are like recent tab levels, like 10 of them are really good levels, 3 of them are modern levels, and so on and so forth. So let's just basically put every single category of levels as a level in these 100 levels. Now, from these 100 levels, there are going to be about 30 or 20 that are really good, that deserves a rate. Let's say right now, the only available levels on the Geometry Dash servers were these 100 levels, and RobTop would, of course, only rate the very good ones from those levels. And this would drive the community to take inspirations from these levels, because they saw that RobTop liked them and gave them a star rate. So they would basically start taking inspirations from these levels. And right now, our community is so huge. We have so many people creating. We have, like, everything is so active right now. And in 2.2, we're going to get even more people. So you can imagine, like, this 100 levels can be expanded to, like, maybe 10,000 levels now, okay? Just as an example. And with the 2.2 features coming in, people are not going to know how to use these triggers. They're going to have to follow my tutorials, of course. And so as a result, let's say not only 20% of levels are good, let's say maybe 5% of levels are good. But if you really calculate it, 5% of 10,000 is actually 500 really good levels out of these 10,000. So you know what I'm trying to say here? Like the amount of levels are going to be so huge that there are definitely going to be very good levels. And these ones are going to be picked by Robtop himself and rated. And as a result, people are going to, you know, jump in and take inspirations from these, because this is always what happens. And then from there on, we can like build on the standards that we have built with these few 500 levels, you know? And other than that, I think that the new features that are going to come, for example, the shader triggers, these are ones that have been used in the 2.2 GDPS. So people, a bunch of people, I'm not going to say everyone, but a bunch of people already know how these triggers function and how these triggers should be used in order to look good and appealing and, you know, not ruin the gameplay experience. So I would say this is way less, this is going to be a way less issue than the one in 2.1 or in 2.0. And other than that, there are also going to be a lot of levels that are going to basically look like the current levels, but on top of that, use a small fraction of 2.2 features. I think this is something that I'm going to do myself. I'm going to create like a basically 2.1 looking level. Maybe I'm going to use like the pixel arts and stuff like that. And I'm going to make it like a, you know, the gameplay would look like a 2.1 level, but I can maybe add a little bit of zooming into it and basically use the features that I already know how to use. I can maybe use the arrow trigger, because I think for you to be using the arrow trigger, the one that like flips your gameplay on the left or the right, I think you should probably know how to use the camera triggers, because if you don't, this is going to lead to terrible gameplay. And I have already experienced playing with the editor in the 2.2 GDPS, so I don't think this is a problem for me myself, which is why I want to like begin very slowly, you know? I don't want to use every single 2.2 feature ever to be added in, like put it all in one level and be a messy recent tab level. I think the majority of people are going to do that, are going to like basically use everything possible to make a, like we can take a look at any levels. For example, this one, let's take a look. I think this is an early, look at this, the first scene. These blocks, these like very looking 3D, what do you want to call them, like structures, these are new. These came new with the update. This rotating thing was also new up in the update. And also these fire things, everything you see on the screen right now was newly added to 2.1, to 2.0 I mean. And yeah, if you go on, yeah, moving triggers, of course, we see a lot of, you know, they are basically using everything at the same time. And look at this. What is that movement, bro? That came out of nowhere. But we can see also these blocks, they are also new. And so far, not too bad. We can see a key as well, just like Deadlocked, basically inspired by Deadlocked, which is why I want to get to my next point. But let's first take a look at this level, and I'm going to show you guys what I mean by using every single thing in 2.0. And so far, it's not that bad, you know? I mean, they are using it quite correctly. There are these like indicators and stuff. That's not bad as many other levels. And look at this, fire everywhere. You see these dots were added new, and also these rotating thingy like as a decoration, the monster, the fire everywhere, the green orb, the teleport everywhere. Like it's pretty much everywhere. And this moving that's not even smooth at all. But we can see it took a lot of inspiration from Deadlock. You guys know what I'm saying? You guys see like this pattern from, you know, they kind of yoinked the style from Deadlock, which I don't really mind, which is why I want to now jump straight into my next point. And it's the level Dash, the newly added 2.2 level, the one and only added 2.2 level, the new main level called Dash, which has been showcased on Robtop's channel. I think this level is gonna be very, very fun to play. I think it's gonna be super, super well made. I think, in my personal opinion, I think this is gonna be the best main level ever. I think no level is gonna have any competition. You know why? Because this level is the only level that has been playtested by other people. I'm assuming maybe like Stereo Madness and Until Like Jumper, perhaps they were playtested by some Robtop's friends. He doesn't have any before he published Geometry Dash. Maybe like they playtested the levels to see that they are fun, and also many others. However, Dash, you're gonna imagine, Dash was playtested by Viprin and many other beta testers. So the expectations are gonna be pretty high, and Dash is gonna use so many 2.2 features. Robtop said he's gonna basically try to use as many 2.2 features as he can to basically showcase the players on how they should use the features. And just like we saw in that level, they pretty much used so many features of Deadlock, like the moving blocks, the key for the coin, and the fire everywhere, and the monsters and stuff like that. And I think if Dash Dash is such a good level. I think the levels, I don't think we're gonna have to worry, to be honest, because I think that Dash is probably gonna be the first played 2.2 level. They're obviously not gonna go to the, recent tab or something, because believe it or not, the recent tab is actually gonna be the only tab that is gonna have 2.2 levels once 2.2 comes out. But I can't imagine people doing that. I'm wondering who's gonna be the first guy to upload a 2.2 level. That's an interesting question. But anyway, I think they're gonna play the main level first, and then from there on, first of all, be mind blown, and then take on these features and take inspiration, which I think we are not gonna have a bad time. I've mentioned like 3 things already as to why we are not gonna have terrible levels, and so I think that's enough as to why we are gonna have not terrible levels, I would say. And if you have any other thoughts you want to share them in the comments. And now I'm just gonna move on to the quiz that you guys, not really quiz, it's like a bunch of questions that you guys have asked me that wanted me to be answered on YouTube. And yeah, just tagging why Alright, so these questions, I told them to ask a bunch of questions so I can answer them today. My day has been good. Okay, I was expecting some 2.2 stuff, but this is a cool guy. I hope he's doing fine as well. Favorites, I don't eat that stuff, to be honest. Did you? Bro, what are these questions? So this guy wanted to know more about versus mode. Versus mode is basically this one, which in here there's nothing at all. But in 2.2, not in 2.2 actually, this was a feature that was planned for 2.2, but RobTop said that he is not gonna have any time to finish it, which is totally understandable, as well as Explorers. They both are gonna be delayed to update 2.21. And what we know from the versus mode is that you're gonna have the ability to race against your friends. This is a feature that's been wanting for over 9 years, pretty much. Like, people really wanted to have the ability to race with other friends or people in Geometry Dash itself, because right now if you want to race with somebody, you gotta line up the game 3 2 1 and then click go. But in 2.21 I think it's gonna be way better, which I'm really excited for. And what we know also is that we are not gonna be able to see our opponents while we're playing, which is why it's now called the multiplayer mode, which is understandable. I don't really have anything against that. And 2.21 predictions. This is a also cool question. Just like I said, 2.21 is gonna have the delayed features from 2.2 itself, so that we get them in a better shape and overall fun to see, and also so that people don't get mad and stuff like that. So I think it's gonna 2.21 I think is gonna come out mid 2024, somewhere like that. I think that's a good spot, because I think after 2.2 comes out, people are gonna have to report a lot of bugs, which is why I think we're still gonna have a lot of 2.2 news. And yeah, I think he's gonna take his time to completely make 2.2 a better update after it's already released, because it's not gonna be perfect on release. It's gonna be at least playable, let's put it that way. 2.3 news. I think after 2.2 comes out on this channel, on Y Creator Goal, I'm gonna be doing GD News. I'm gonna be basically like the news channel, like the to-go news channel that you wanna. If you wanna know anything about Geometry Dash, like the recent news, you can just come on to my videos. I'm gonna do probably 2.21 news and stuff like that. Basically just overall news, cool stuff, and also things that I do not want to upload on my main channel. I have a main channel with like 150k subs, and in there I'm going to be posting a lot of 2.2 content. I'm really excited for that. And yeah, the content this is like basically my huge, this is like the biggest project, you can call it, my main channel. And this is like just a side thing that I do to inform you guys on what's been going on. And this is something that I really wanted to do for a long time, like just informing the people what is going on in the community, because a lot of people don't have Discord, a lot of people don't have Twitter, so they can't really come along with what the heck is happening in the community. And I'm just so happy to be able to inform you guys about what's going on. And I've seen you guys have been really appreciative in the comment section as well. I love you all. You guys are very cool, I'm not gonna lie. And here we have, what is your best ice cream flavor? I don't really know. Ice cream, I think probably vanilla. I think vanilla is pretty cool. Opinions on new 2.2 features, please. I think 2.2 features are very good. They are W features for sure. I'm doing good. Can you add a little Lenny on the bottom right corner of the screen? Exactly 204 seconds, please. I don't know if I'm gonna remember that, but perhaps if 2.2 will come out before December. Nope, this is very unlikely. I don't know, man. Is 2.2 on the 30th of November? I think it's gonna come out on the 31st of November, to be honest. I ain't gonna lie. I have no idea, man. I just know what is online, and from what I have seen, I would believe believe it's gonna come out maybe. So this week, I don't know, there's a small percentage that it may come out on this week, but I think it's unlikely because, like I said, the last 2 days in the week is pretty much over because they are not business days, so it's understandable. Who are you? I'm a YouTuber doing pretty cool stuff, and this is a yes. And I think the longest platform that's gonna take to review 2.2 is gonna be Google Play. It's gonna take about 3 to 4 days, maybe a little bit longer, depends. And they may also reject the game because, yes, don't ask me, ask them probably. And yeah, I think that's it for this video. I really appreciate you guys coming in. Like I said, you guys are pretty cool. And yeah, let me know what you think about these type of things I mentioned in this video, because I think some of them are pretty cool. And I will see you guys in the next video. By the way, go to my shop.xcreatorgold.com. There you can find a bunch of really cool tools that I made on my own to edit videos really fast. This is why I'm uploading really fast on the channels. So yeah, I would appreciate that because I worked really hard on these products, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.